Hello, welcome to my game pitch. I'm just going to jump right in because I'm not much of a vlogger. Within 3 of my classes this semester I've been working on projection, which has been a really rewarding experience, being able to work and discover the potential of projection that not a lot of people sort of get to experience or even know about, which is really nice. I'm using projection as my main mechanic in my game. Originally I've been playing around with a lot of materials, a lot of light direction, how I'm getting my light, which has all sort of led me to 3D printing the pieces because that seems to be the only thing that's going to work. And my design is quite original in the sense that I can't just get pieces and, make it work. The main thing relies off the projected lantern, which I'm going to have, which I sort of also took from the magic lantern in the 17th century, so it's nice to bring history into something modern and, present that to the gaming world. So yeah, as I said, I've been working a lot with materials, but now I've sort of decided, 3D printing is the way to go. The main issue that I'm having at the moment is the shapes that I'm trying to project onto the table for the game to work isn't really happening in the direction that I want it to. I've been 3D mocking pieces to print for my game on Tinkercad, which is really, really awesome. I used to use SketchUp, so it's nice to have Tinkercad there as something quick, easy. I can put it together in about, an hour, 2 hours tops. Cut all the shapes out and have that ready to be 3D printed. Originally, the design of the game was to stack the pieces, have players interact with the pieces in order for the shapes which are projected on the table to match the playing cards that they have in order to win. But now I've sort of decided, the mechanic of turning the pieces is just going to be way too hard. So I've 3D printed stationary pieces. So it's the same sort of look, but the interaction is slightly different now. What I'm going to do is 3D print each piece. Every player gets one of the pieces. The shapes are projected and it works off card selection and being able to put down those cards that match the shadow that's being projected. But I've also sort of made it a multifunctional game in the sense that those individual pieces that the players have can be stacked. So they can either be, levels of the game, or you can stack them all together and work as a team beating a timer, which is great because originally I didn't want to have players competing against each other. I wanted it to sort of be players competing against time. So it's more of a strategic game, problem-solving game. I'm so glad that I don't have a static board that I'm making. Sort of this piece, this mechanic is what I'm making, which is really exciting for me. Sorry, I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry, it's really exciting for me. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll project sort of what I've been working on Tinkercad onto the screen, and I'll just go through some of the mechanics of it. It makes more sense showing you rather than you just hear me waffle and waffle on. So here we go. So here's the initial design. It was one lantern, so all 4 of those layers would twist, and inside is where the light would be positioned. My second design's obviously changed a lot, as you can see on the right hand side. Each piece would actually come off, and the players would have an individual piece, so there'd be 4 lanterns instead of 1. Here's just an overview of what it would look like when you can actually stack them on top of each other to create more of a multifunctional game. Each piece would have a lid with a spike on the top where the second layer could slot in, and you could change the game and have 1 lantern, 4 lanterns, 2 lanterns, etc. depending on levels and the way in which the players would like to play the game. And here's just it all pulled apart so you can actually see what each player would get.